What's going on, guys? It's Duke back here for another Madden 20 tip video to help you guys improve your passing game. In today's video, I'm going to break down one of the best passing plays in the game, and we're going to again be looking at the gun bunch, and we're going to look at receiver post. Now, like I said, prefer to run gun bunch from the West Coast playbook, and I'm going to look at a few different variations of this play that you guys can use to kill any defense, whether it's a coverage, blitz, whether they're playing a cover 2, cover 3, cover 4 man. Doesn't really matter, guys. So, we're going to be in like I said, the West Coast playbook. I think it's the best playbook to use for bunch. Now, receiver post has a few different ways I like to use it, but generally speaking, it's going to be a 3-man route combo with the tight end on the delay route. The slot receiver is very important here. Generally speaking, I actually like to have my best receiver, honestly, in the slot. And I'll get into some more stuff you can do with that in a second here, but that's generally the way I like to do it. But yeah, receiver post is going to be really, really good to attack any sort of type of coverage you're going to get. So let's go ahead and first look at cover 2. So the main thing I like to do in receiver post is kind of just change up the slot receiver. And I will say if you guys are big into abilities, you might want to consider putting your slot receiver in really any passing offense you use Slot-O-Matic, because what that does is you have your route abilities like post flag, elite, streak specialist, cross specialist, etc. Those are all pretty much deeper routes, right? Well, Slot-O-Matic, you can pair that with your post flag, elite, cross specialist, streak specialist, whatever you want. But if you put Slot-O-Matic on them too, they're also going to get really, really good catching. They're pretty much going to catch the ball in traffic and also just get open, especially against man coverage on the shorter routes like drags, hitches, whips, etc. So that's a nice ability. Now, I do like to go ahead and put my tight end on a delayed fade. By doing this, he's basically a safety valve if I don't like anything else. So, like I said, the slot receiver is pretty much who I look to kind of change up his route. Sometimes I'll put him on a drag. Sometimes I'll put him on a whip route. Sometimes I'll put him on a hitch route. Sometimes I'll motion him over on a slant route. All sorts of different ways to run this play, and I'm going to break down all of them for you guys. But he's the key player. This is the guy that I change up his route to kind of just give myself more reads on the play. So, the delayed fade, like I said, is kind of the outlet, but, it's there to pick up the blitz if they do blitz you, and then also if nothing's open, he's kind of your last read. Now, before we get into the video any further, I do want to remind you guys to hit that subscribe button in the corner of the video to subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss any of our great videos. We upload videos daily basis, tips, gameplays, Madden 21 news, all that, and you're not going to find this type of content anywhere. And if you are really rocking with me, man, smash that like button and show the love. It is greatly appreciated. So the first set I'm going to do is going to be the hitch. The hitch is also a great route to playmaker if you have the playmaker ability. But what I really love about this play is you have a crossing route that's pretty much going to get open no matter what. You have the ability to hit this deep post, and then also you have the slot receiver, which we're going to be changing his route. Now here, you're going to see that this crossing route, that's pretty much the thing that the defense is always going to have to key on. They're going to know that that's going to be open against pretty much any coverage out there. This was cover 2, but even if they had a deep zone, he's going to get run off, the ball by this post route. So, he's going to, here this was a soft squat, so kind of match, but if it's a cloud flat, this crosser will get behind it, and if it's a deep zone, he'll get underneath it. So this is one of those routes that you just always know is going to be open, just like this. You guys can see really, really easy throw and catch right here. You see, it's wide open. That's a throw that we can make in our sleep for an easy gain. You guys can see here. At this point, you can rack catch it, but if it's a tighter window, you can click on and hold down Y on Xbox or triangle on PlayStation to get the dive catch animation, which is pretty much unstoppable. So guys, you're going to see now if I shade up to actually get a cloud flat so that defender does not match with the post, you're going to see that crossing route still gets open. Alright guys, so now we're going to look at cloud flats. Now, one of the things you can do when you're running this play is you can leave the drag from time to time. That's going to give you basically a read on 3 levels. The drag underneath, crossing the intermediate, and the deep post deep. So you guys can see here this is a cloud flat, and anytime you see a cloud flat, you can just easily throw that little drag route and get good yardage. You all know that if you roll out until that crossing route, that the cloud flat is going to come up, so you can kind of just throw it anyways. But if you don't want to roll out and you just want to sit in the pocket, you can easily just hit the drag route in a situation like that when they have a cloud flat. But like I said, if you do roll out, that crossing route is going to get behind it pretty much every time. As you guys know, when you roll out, the zones pretty much will come up. But the drag is going to be consistent yardage too. Beckham's really elusive, so it's nice to have someone there like him that's elusive, that spot. Now, if you guys take a look, we'll change the coverage up here. So here's cover 3. One of the things I like about this play a lot is the reads are always the same regardless of the coverage. You can switch to cover 3 here. You're going to see that deep post is still going to get, or I'm sorry, the deep crosser is still going to get wide open because the post is going to run that deep zone off, and then if we have the drag, you guys can see there that that's open underneath. Now, the post, obviously is we can use that for a one-play touchdown against cover 3. Not really with this setup, but we could look to attack it that way if we knew it was cover 3. But again, the corners run off the ball. The underneath zones are having to count for the drag, and the deep crosser gets open behind it. But honestly, even if we didn't have the drag, that crosser would still be there. So, like, for instance, if you were to put him on a whip route, which, like I said, I do like the whip route from time to time. I like hitches, I like whips, I like drags, I like motion slants. It's just very, very, very versatile play. But you guys can see, even if we have the, guy on a whip instead of the drag, it's not really going to matter because he's still just going to get over the top anyways. And he's going to be underneath the deep zone. Now, the whip is a really, really good route, though, in general, especially if you have slot-o-matic. It will get open no matter what, if they man him up or whatever. It's a great route to playmaker too. So that's another route I really do like a lot. And that's why I really do like slot-o-matic, is because on routes like that, drags, whips, hitches, whatever you put him on this time, we'll put him on a hitch. Even if he gets hit as he's catching the ball, it's pretty much like the post flag elites and all that. They catch the ball pretty much every time. So to me, it's really worth it. Like a route like that's kind of contested without slot-o-matic, that's always going to be a catch with slot-o-matic. So that's kind of the difference, I would say, is that that when you're throwing that, if you have slot-o-matic, that there's never any concerns, whereas if you don't, you might not always catch it. So it's kind of like the same thing with dashing dead-eye. You can have escape artist quarterbacks that don't have dashing dead-eye, and a lot of times you'll get accurate throws, but sometimes you won't. And dashing dead-eye kind of guarantees you'll get that accurate throw. Well, slot-o-matic kind of guarantees that you're going to hold on to the ball and just get more open, if that makes sense. All right, so that's, another setup I like. Now, the last setup I really like a lot after the drag, the hitch, and the whip, and this might be my favorite way to run it, period, is this motion slant route. The motion slant route, when you hike the ball in motion like this, it just gets open on everything. And even if it's covered, you can just low ball it like we did there. And it's basically stealing candy from a baby. You can't man that up. Pretty much no matter what, that's going to get open, guys. That's why it's so good. It really makes them have to decide, pick and choose who they want to D with their user. Are we going to stay at home, take that slant away, or are we going to go try to go the crossing route? And at the end of the day, if you just don't have anything open, and whatever the case may be, you always, that's what I love about this play, have the little bailout here with this little delayed fade route to the tight end. So, whenever you see that you just don't like what you got, just press A to release him, and then just tap it again to throw it into the ball. Kind of messed it up there, to be honest with you. I threw it way too quick, but I was still able to get good yardage. Now, this setup will work against all out blitzes too. So, like, let's say that they just are trying to scream at us. Something like this, whatever. We're gonna change the coverage up a bit, but this will allow us to pick up the heat. So we're gonna do the same thing, and we're gonna have the delay fade. You can set up the protection however you want. This is a simple way to do it, but our reads are similarly pretty much gonna be the same. We just look over the middle of the field. We guys can see that our drag is wide open. We make one guy miss, and it's a touchdown. But as you can see at the replay, that delayed fade running back combo will be able to block the blitz, and then past that you can just make your read. You can release the tight end, hit that opening, and the great thing is if they try to take away your drag with their user, you can just throw the crossing route right behind it, Or, you can mix it up. Like, you don't always have to use, like I said, you don't always have to use the drag with the crossing route. You can use whips. You can use motion slants. You can use hitches. You can do a lot off this play. Just really to keep the defense honest, that's the main thing. We never want them to feel comfortable with the exact route combo we're going to use. So you definitely can just throw in a little hitch, the whip, the motion slant. Just mix it up. And that's going to put their user in a bind. Again, because you already have this crossing route that you have to account for. But at the same time, now, you potentially have not only the crossing route too, but whoever the slot receiver route we put them on. So like here, we'll do the motion slant. And again, it's just gonna put them in conflict. If they want to have to go guard the motion slant, they want to guard this little deep cross. That's really all on them. But you guys can see, you can go either way with it. Very, very effective. So I hope you guys enjoyed this play, man. It's a really good play to mix in with. So far I've showed you verticals, deep corner, and now receiver post. 3 very, very good plays that go together. If you're going to run the gun bunch, those are 3 must-have plays in your audibles. Guys, if you like these bunch plays, give me some more likes, show the love, and we'll continue to drop some more awesome setups from this formation.